Today we're going to talk about the most popular restaurants at Walt Disney World. Why is this important to know? Because there are so many options and you want to make sure that you are choosing the right ones. And if one of your must-do restaurants finds itself on this top 10 list, you're going to want to know how to secure that reservation so that you don't miss out. So we chose the top 10 most popular restaurants across Walt Disney World, and this is not specific to only in the parks, only in the resorts, but this covers the entire Walt Disney World bubble. How did we choose the top 10? This is based on a few different factors. Popularity, which really is an indication based on how quickly these reservations can be snagged up, how full these restaurants get, and how many times we see people going back more and more to these popular locations. So let's break it down. We're gonna start with number 10. Number 10 on this list is Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom Park. Yak and Yeti is actually in my top 3 favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World as well. And the reason this hits that top 10 list is, one, it is a fantastic option for truly unique flavors and options over at Animal Kingdom Park. Animal Kingdom Park is probably the most underrated when it comes to food. From quick service to dining that is sit down, there are some great choices here, but Yak and Yeti has consistently delivered excellent quality dishes in this restaurant. It is also a smaller restaurant. It only opens for a shorter period of time during the day as well. The earliest you can get in there is around 10:45 in the morning to be able to get ahead of that lunchtime, and it is open until the park closes. And most days, Animal Kingdom Park closes around 6 o'clock. So keep in mind, part of why this can be very difficult to reserve is because it has limited hours that it is open and operating. But what I will say is this is well worth the wait. This is worth getting that 60-day mark reservation as soon as you can. This is going to be Asian inspired foods. Some of the most popular dishes here will be the ahi tuna nachos, and they also have a very dynamic bar and cocktail list. So if you are looking to sit down in the middle of your day at Animal Kingdom and have a drink and have a nice meal that is full of different flavors, you'll want to check this out. If you'd like to see my full review on this restaurant, you can follow here and find it right at this link. All right. Coming in at number 9, we have Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. This is located at Hollywood Studios, and it is a really fun spot that truly has a great menu for the entire family. This restaurant is a popular one because it has been there for a very long time at Hollywood Studios, and it does really embody the theme of that park, which is classic Hollywood and movies. And as you can imagine, walking in here is going to feel very nostalgic. It's going to feel like you're sitting in a drive-in theater. While it is indoors, you don't have to worry about the weather. It is going to feel like you're outside. You can sit at tables that are themed and look just like cars. And as you're eating a classic menu of things like burgers and milkshakes, you can also watch some classic trailers of old movies on the big screen in front of you. This is a great option to beat the heat at Hollywood Studios. I always recommend considering this, especially if you're looking at a Fantasmic dining package. This is a great place that, again, is going to really hit all of the check boxes for your entire family. All right, number 8, another Hollywood Studios restaurant makes the list, and that is Hollywood Brown Derby. This restaurant is classic Hollywood glamour. As you walk in, you're going to see artwork and framed, signed art from all across the history of Hollywood, and it does have a really big menu that's going to give you a lot of variety. Whether you're looking for a fresh salad, whether you're looking for a steak, everything in between, you're going to have a lot of different choices here at Hollywood Brown Derby. One thing that most people don't realize is there's also the Brown Derby Lounge, which is an outdoor seated area that you can actually just go ahead and do a walk-up wait list for if you're in the park, if you don't want to get that reservation for dinner. I've done this on some adult trips that I've been on, and it was a great option to sit outside in the shade, still be able to order off of that Hollywood Brown Derby menu. But again, we just added ourselves to the walk-up wait list and very quickly were able to get a table there. Hollywood Brown Derby is a very large restaurant with a lot of seating, and it is open for a very long time throughout the entire park day. And so it is not as difficult to get this reservation at that 60-day mark. It is a very popular restaurant. It is the most classic Hollywood restaurant that you're going to find in this park. But again, you don't need to worry too much about getting right on there at 6 a.m. Eastern time to secure this reservation. There will be some available for you. All right, the next one is actually our first one on the list that is at a resort and not in a park. A resort that is not always talked about for its food, but for those of you who've been there, you know that this resort is a sleeper hit when it comes to food and dining, and that is Animal Kingdom's Sanaa. Animal Kingdom Resort, Animal Kingdom Lodge is where you want to go to just take in the ambiance. You can obviously see animals on the different savannas, but they also are known for fantastic food choices. Sanaa is going to be African Indian inspired flavors, and there are savanna views from this restaurant. So if you are looking for somewhere to go on maybe a non-park day, or you want to take a break from a park day, or maybe you're leaving Animal Kingdom Park at 6 o'clock when it closes, just take the bus over to Animal Kingdom Lodge and check out a great dinner at Sanaa. You will not be disappointed. Okay, next up, number 6 is another resort restaurant. There's going to be a theme here. The resorts should not be discounted when it comes to the dining at Disney World, and this is California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort. California Grill is known for fireworks views. It only serves dinner, so what you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure that you time your meal for maybe a great fireworks show, but also if you end up eating dinner there, say around 5 or 5:30, they will give you a voucher that you can come back during fireworks and you can go up to that rooftop terrace and have a great view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks from the restaurant. So this is a great perk for dining at California Grill. It is more of a signature fine dining experience. You're going to find some great steaks, seafood, different things on the menu. It may be a slower paced meal. I recommend doing this on a non-park day or a resort day because you want to take your time and not feel rushed through it. I also know that this is not a place that a lot of people with young kids typically will choose because of the fine dining element here. But again, even if your kids are kind of aging into those ages of like 6, 7 and up, this could be a really special choice for a special occasion dinner. All right, we are at number 5. We're halfway through our list, and this one will be no surprise to people who have been to Disney World before, but this is the first breakfast-specific restaurant that is making the list, and that is Topolino's Terrace, Flavors of the Riviera at the Riviera Resort. This is known as one of the best, and possibly the number 1 best, character breakfast at Walt Disney World. This is located, obviously not in the parks, at the Riviera, at the rooftop of the Riviera, which has stunning views. And the characters that you're going to meet are going to be Minnie and friends, and they're all going to be decorated and dressed up in their artist outfits. So you'll see ballerinas and fine artists, and it's really a fun, interactive breakfast experience. What makes this one so popular for breakfast, from my perspective, is the fact that it is not a buffet style breakfast. You actually get to sit down, order off of a menu, and be served your breakfast. And a lot of the character breakfasts out there are buffet style. So again, it really depends on your preference. Do you love a buffet? Some people don't love a buffet, but I will say consistently Topolino's Terrace delivers fantastic food, consistent experience, and this is one that can go very, very quickly. This may be one of the most popular to get at that 60-day mark, and so it's important that if this is on your list, that you give yourself some flexibility with the dates that you may be wanting to eat here, and that you're right on time to get that reservation. Number 4, this is not a surprise. I'm actually a little surprised it's at number 4, not higher on the list. And it is the first restaurant in Magic Kingdom Park, and that is Cinderella's Royal Table. Obviously, this is an iconic restaurant. As you walk into the castle, when else do you get to go in the castle unless you're Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique? This is a place where you can walk up the stairs, you can meet Cinderella right as you enter her castle, and as you are dining, you'll be greeted with a lot of princess friends. This is a rotating lineup of princesses, so it's not always the same ones that you see when you're there. Keep that in mind, because if there's one princess that you absolutely want to make sure you meet, just know that this does rotate, and it may not always be that Rapunzel is there or that Tiana will be there. So just keep that in mind. This restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it does also have some pretty awesome fireworks views if you're eating in the evening when the fireworks are going off all around you in the castle. What I will say about this restaurant is I've had breakfast here, I have dinner here. My kids love this experience. It is a higher price point. It is a 2 credit dining credit on the Disney dining plan, and that is because you are eating in the castle, the atmosphere that you are in, the princess characters, and the signature dining all make this an elevated experience. I will say breakfast has been a wonderful hit for us. The kids love the breakfast options here. And at dinner, it can be a great way to get off of your feet for a while after a very busy Magic Kingdom day. Cinderella's Royal Table is so popular, however, that you want to give yourself some flexibility with when you can eat and the days that you choose to eat there when you're making those reservations, because it again goes very quickly. This will be a very popular option for people who are doing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Once their kids get all dressed up in their costumes and they have their makeover, a lot of people choose to dine here right after those reservations. So it can be a little tricky to get these reservations, especially midday, as people are looking for those lunch or dinner time options. My recommendation here is to eat at an off time. Grab a 4 p.m. dinner if you can, or maybe grab that 11 a.m. late breakfast, early lunch spot, this can be a really great way to kind of beat some of the crowds when you're trying to get into those reservations. All right, now we're gonna head over to Epcot. Epcot is often described as the park with the best food, and I agree, but this restaurant is a little bit of a controversial one on the list, I think, for being number 3 spot, and that is Space 220. Space 220 is massively popular because of the theming. What I will say about this restaurant is it is a very unique experience. You actually get to go up into an elevator / rocket ship and enter outer space, and you open up the doors to reveal that you are up in space and you're eating off of a really kind of adventurous, unique menu. This can make it a little tricky for any picky eaters you may have, and it is a very small restaurant because as you're sitting up there, you're able to experience kind of like a rotation of just the galaxies and outer space around you. It is really fun for anyone who's a space fan. There is also a lounge bar area that you can go up to. If there's seating available, you can go and eat in there, small plates, drinks, things like that. But Space 220, I will say, is not going to be your best food option at Epcot in terms of the taste, the quality, the variety of the food, but it is going to be a fantastic experience overall. That's why this one is really hard to get. It is smaller, it is the ambiance, it is the experience of going into space. It is a popular restaurant. Space 220, there it is. All right, we're down to our final 2. In the number 2 spot, and this is a surprising choice, this is Be Our Guest restaurant at Magic Kingdom Park. This is inside of Beast's Castle. It is located in the back of Fantasyland, and this restaurant has gone through a lot of change since its original inception when it was more of a food court, quick service dining option. It is now a price fixed menu. You can get here for lunch or dinner. It is very easy to get these reservations lately, I think, because a lot of people are thinking, if I'm going into a castle, I want to meet characters, and this is not a character dining experience. You will be able to see the Beast. You'll be able to see him kind of walk through the rooms that you're in while you're eating, but this is not going to be a place where you can stop, pose for pictures, and interact with the Beast the way that you can with princesses over at Cinderella's Royal Table. For that reason, a lot of people are choosing Cinderella's Royal Table lately for characters over Be Our Guest. But what I will say about Be Our Guest restaurant, the food is delicious. It is a signature dining. It's going to be a higher price point. It is 2 credits on the dining plan as well. But the atmosphere is absolutely stunning. If you've ever been there, you know that walking into kind of this ballroom room takes you straight into the movie from the 90s, and it is so gorgeous. I ate here with my daughter a little while ago. I have another reservation for this coming up in a future trip, and I will say the food quality is fantastic, and just being in the Beauty and the Beast world, whether you're sitting in the ballroom or you're sitting in one of the other rooms there, is really magical. Number 1. I'm wondering if anyone can guess in the comments what number 1 would be on this list. It's one that we haven't talked about yet. It is not in a park, it is in a resort, and it is Ohana. I'm going to talk about Ohana because there are 2 very different dining experiences you can have at Ohana. Ohana is located at the Polynesian Resort, right on the monorail, right across from Magic Kingdom, and is a popular spot for breakfast, specifically for those who are fans of Stitch and Lilo and Stitch. You can meet Mickey, you can meet Lilo, you can meet Stitch at this breakfast, and it is very, very popular. This is probably the restaurant that I get the most requests for. As someone who works as a travel agent, this is the one that I always have people asking me about, and it is a really fun time if you are a huge fan of those movies and that franchise. Now, if you're not going for breakfast, keep in mind the character meals are only breakfast there. Lunch and dinner, specifically dinner time, is going to be family style dinner, and it's going to be authentic Hawaiian style feast, and it is a really nice experience as well. I've been there a couple times with my family. The one thing I will say about this, being that it is served family style, is that sometimes the food quality can be inconsistent. We've seen reviews where people have said it was the best meal they had on their whole trip, and I've seen reviews where people have said the food was kind of overcooked or it didn't feel warm. So I think that you're getting a little bit of a challenge with the consistency just because of the way it is served. And this is a massive restaurant with a lot of tables. They move people through here quite a bit. This is a very busy spot, but again, that breakfast reservation, similar to Topolito's Terrace, is very popular. And so if that is one that you're looking for, prioritize that on your advanced dining reservation window. Okay, that's the list, top 10. I am personally surprised by a few of the positions on this, but I also understand why. A lot of this is a combination of food, atmosphere, and characters. If you have a favorite Walt Disney World restaurant, let me know what it is in the comments, and I will love to share my top 10 list, which is a little bit different than this one, but it does include some of these big fan favorites. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more and check out my other videos about dining over at Disney.